is Geraldine. Today we're gonna do another live tutorial for you. We're gonna use our control kit. I'm gonna give you a very simple tutorial, our level 1 tutorial. I'm gonna give you the best tips and tricks for your first time with your control kit, which is how you get started with using Lashify. So, if you are brand new, say hi. If you are not brand new, say hi. Come jump into our comments and hang out with me and Bev. Bev's gonna be in the comments as well. We're simulcasting from Lashify.com. We're also simulcasting to Facebook and YouTube. So if you're there, say hi. Bev will be in your comments if you wanna come hang out with both of us and so that I can see, come to Lashify.com. I'll be like a floating square and you can find me, okay? All right, you guys, so let's talk about the control kit. The control kit is how you get started with using Lashify. I've pinned it here for you. If you're here on the website, I've pinned it here for you. You can click on that. It'll take you to the control kit page so you can check everything out. And I won't go away. I can still talk to you. All right, so you have a couple choices when it comes to your control kit. First, you're gonna choose which color of case you want. So if you get the black control kit, you're gonna get our patented fuse control wand in this bronze color. That is your applicator tool. If you get the white control kit, your fuse control wand is going to come in hologram, okay? You're gonna get to choose also the curve on this. The classic curve fits most eye shapes. If you're not sure about what your eye shape is, go with the classic. If you have a flatter eye profile, a monolid, or smaller eyes, we do also offer the petite eye fuse control wand. So this petite eye features a more open curve so that it fits those smaller eyes, a monolid, maybe a flatter eye profile. If you're not sure, again, go with the classic curve, okay? Don't overthink it. Every control kit will come with Whisper Light, our adhesive, our bond in clear and black. So that's a dual-sided tube. I'm gonna show you how to use those today. You're also gonna get a water-resistant sealer called Glass. And you get 1, 2, and 3 sets of Gossamer lashes, all right? So we're gonna give you 3 different lengths to play with. Each cartridge has the same length. So one's gonna have a 10 millimeter, all 10 millimeter lengths. One of them's gonna have 12 millimeter length, and the other's gonna have 14 millimeter length. So you can start applying them in different places along your eye so that you create something that's very flattering for your personal eye shape. Really fun, right? You're also gonna get to choose the style that you start with. So you're gonna get 3 sets of lashes. We're gonna start you with either Amplify, Bold, or Curl. These are from our core collection. These are some of our most natural styles, the easiest ones to work with while you're learning to use Lashify. So Amplify has thin fibers like what I have on today, but with a little bit less curl. It's gonna sit more relaxed, so it's gonna look very natural. If you want something that looks like mascara, go with Bold. Bold has slightly thicker fibers, a bit more curl, and a little bit thicker than this, okay? So if you love a mascara look, you can get that with Bold, just without the clumping and the raccoon eyes, right? That's a win-win. And if you want something that looks like a light lash lift, get the Curl. This is what we have on today. This is what we're gonna be working with today. Thin fibers, very natural, not a lot of fibers, and a bit of curl. Pretty, right? You can't go wrong. Don't overthink it. Choose a style. We also have a control kit finder quiz that can help you out. So you can take that and that should help as well. But again, you're gonna fall in love with the system and you're gonna wanna try every single style we have. We have a slightly magnified mirror built into your control kit so you can take this anywhere and apply Lashify, okay? That's not all. We give you a bunch of fun extras inside your control kit, and everything sits inside this magnetic storage box. The unboxing is so fun. When you open it up, you're gonna get a sample of Melt Away, our remover, and Pre-Cleanse, our lash prep. You also get a beautiful welcome letter from Sahara, who is the CEO, founder, and inventor of Lashify. You're gonna get a set of Wandums. These are silicone covers that go over the tips of your fuse control wand. I'm gonna show you how to use those. You get a QR code to scan that takes you to our Learn page so you can follow along with our in-depth tutorials. It's basically like having someone talk to you while you do your application, perfect timing, tips and tricks along the way, and you can pause and go at your own pace. You also get a lid space finder tool. This is gonna help you choose some other lengths to try out when you're ready for more lashes. And then your control kit will sit inside the box, just like this. When you pop that out and pop the phone out underneath all of that, you get a place for Gossamer lash storage, because you're gonna want more to play with. You're gonna want more lengths, more styles, because you can mix and match everything together as much as you like. And you're gonna get a little place to put your Gossamer lashes, all right? It is a one-time purchase. All of that together is a one-time purchase of $125. Comes with everything you need to start using the Lashify system. And then if you love the system, all you do is get refills on your lashes and extra products later. Cool, right? All right, so let's do this. If you guys have questions, let us know in the comments. Bev is here as well. Hi, Bev. And we're gonna do a full application. What I have on today is the curl style, and I have used all 3 lengths for you today so you can kind of see what it looks like. I do have quite a bit of lid space, so I can wear longer lengths. If you have less lid space between here, your lash line, and the top of your brow, you might go for maybe, you know, these might be a little bit like your longest length that you'll wear. But once you start putting them on, you'll know. You'll know how they look and how they feel, okay? Really fun application process. It's a game changer. Facebook says the live ended. Weird. Okay, I can still see. Okay, I think we're still on show day, so we're just gonna keep going here. So just let them know on Facebook. We're so sorry. I don't know what happened. Have them come over to Lashify.com. I think they should be able to open up the app. If you guys are not already on the Lashify app or haven't downloaded it, go download the Lashify app. And I think you should be able to see us there as well, okay? All right, thanks, Bev. Okay, ready, set, go. So you get a sample of Pre-Cleanse in your control kit. Pre-Cleanse is our lash prep. It is a Japanese cleansing water. It's going to remove anything from my lashes that's a little bit oily or could disrupt my bond, okay? We wanna start with clean, dry lashes. Where's my fluffer tool? I have lost my fluffer tool. That's okay, I'm gonna use a spoolie. So if you already have makeup on and you just wanna make sure that you're cleaning your lashes before you start your application, put Pre-Cleanse on a spoolie and then run it through your lashes, okay? Nice and easy. You wanna tap out the excess before you come in so that it doesn't get in your eye. But it is safe for your eyes, around your eyes. If you are starting with a clean face and you had already done your skincare products, just take Pre-Cleanse on a cotton round and wipe down the entire eye area and then let your lashes dry, okay? I do have makeup on today, so I know that there's like skincare products and some makeup fallout, a little bit of concealer on my lashes. So I wanna remove all of that before we start. Clean, dry lashes is how we always start, all right? Micellar water, not a great prep because it can leave behind a little bit of a residue, even the oil-free ones, okay? The oil-free ones usually are silicone-based and they have maybe like a high percentage of glycerin, so that'll leave behind a little bit of a residue. It could interfere with your bond, okay? So the next best prep, say you ran out of Pre-Cleanse, all you're gonna do is wash your face with an oil-free cleanser, let your lashes dry, don't apply any skincare products too closely to your lash line, and that's the next best prep, okay? All right, lashes are clean, we have to get them dry. You could just hang out, you could fan them if you want. This is a nice extra tool to get if you're looking for little extras. This is our Blow Speed Dryer, look at that. It gives me this nice directed air, so once I start getting comfortable with my application, I can start moving a little bit faster because there's gonna be a few instances where I'm gonna need things to dry down. So for this part of the application after prep, we wanna make sure our lashes are dry. And then once we start working with the bond, we might wanna use this as well, right? Okay, dry, dry. All right, when you open up your control kit, you're gonna see a dual-sided tube. And it has black writing on one side and white writing on the other side. This is Whisper Light, your bond, your adhesive. It's the same formula on both sides. We just give you 2 different colors to use, okay? On one end, you get clear Whisper Light. It comes out white and it dries down clear. It's got a pointy precision applicator. On the other side, you get it in black. Whisper Light in black with a micro mascara applicator. Again, it's the same formula. The only difference is the color. I'm gonna show you how to use both today because you can combine them if you like. If you prefer a clear application, that's great. If you don't mind a little bit of pigment, go with the black, and you're gonna layer them. Whatever you do, this bond was designed to be layered, just like you work with layers of nail polish, okay? You're gonna build up a cushion of bond to work with before you start applying your lashes. All right, so no cyanoacrylate, no latex, no formaldehyde, so this is safe for sensitive eyes. Always do skin patch testing if you are extra sensitive, just to make sure, but we have so many clients who have come over, you know, having allergic reactions from other things, and they love Lashify. So I'm gonna start with this black Whisper Light, and I'm just gonna run this through my natural lashes. You can pull it through the entire length of your lashes if you like, just like mascara, but you don't wanna use a heavy hand. You actually wanna come in with lighter than a light coat of mascara, okay? Because we can build up a cushion of bond. We just don't want things to stay wet or goopy, right? So come in just like layers of nail polish. We're gonna do a thin application and we're gonna let it sit for about 30 to 60 seconds. It comes out sort of liquidy, and then we want it to sort of get tacky before we start working with it, okay? Otherwise we're gonna have gossamer lashes sliding around. We're gonna get product everywhere. So we want this to get tacky. It works to your benefit to slow down during your application. Let's see. I would say for you who are looking to book a one-to-one, head over. Bev, do you wanna would you like to link our troubleshooting page and then click on that, and that way you'll be able to get personalized help from our education team. Okay? We can definitely help you out. Okay, perfect. While this is getting tacky, I'm going to pull my Gossamer lashes out of the cartridge. You're gonna get a 10 millimeter, a 12 millimeter, and a 14 millimeter set. There are 12 Gossamer lashes in each of these cartridges, so you get a lot to play with. I take about 5 per eye. You'll find out how many you take depending on the length of your eye. So today I have C10, 2 C12s, and 2 C14s. And if you have a smaller eye, you might use 4. If you have larger eyes, you might use 6, 7, or even up to 8, okay? So don't overthink it. Once you start putting them on, you'll get to know your eye. So I'm gonna go ahead and start pulling the Gossamer lashes out. These are made of Korean PBT silk. They're very lightweight, they're quite delicate. It's a very different kind of a lash. They're super flat, not heavy bands, heavy layers of band or glue or all of that. It's very, very thin. This lash was the first lash to be designed to be worn underneath the natural lashes, okay? This didn't exist before Lashify. Lashify has over 275 patents worldwide because it's got all these new components that didn't exist before. So this lash design didn't exist before. This is gonna be super comfortable, super lightweight for this under lash placement that we're going to do today, okay? Use your fingers to grab all the fibers and gently release them from the cartridge. If they're being naughty for you, that's okay. This whole thing opens up. This black part comes right off. You're just gonna stick your Fuse Control 1 in there, give it a little twist or a little pop and loosen the top of the cartridge, and the whole thing opens up if that's easier for you, okay? So I'm gonna do, you can choose whatever lash map you like. I'm gonna do a C10, 2 C12s, and 2 C14s today. Again, you can do whatever you like. If you wanna wear one length all the way across, you can do that. If you want to alternate lengths or you wanna stick with shorter lengths, go for it. If you love the long lengths, go with the long lengths. Okay, this is the beauty of Lashify. You're gonna get to choose where each section goes along your eye so that you can create something that you really love. All right, let's check for tackiness. I'm gonna come in and just tap. I'm checking to make sure that it feels a bit tacky. I feel that it's a bit tacky, and also I'm gonna check to make sure that that product is not transferring. If it's not transferring, we're good. We let it get tacky. We let it dry down enough so that it's workable, okay? If it's transferring, then it's still too wet. I just have to wait. If I started putting my lashes on when it was still too wet, that lash is gonna slide. I'll probably tangle up my natural lashes and that won't be fun, right? So just wait. And we can always add a little bit more bond as we go. I'm gonna switch over to the clear side. And this time, I'm just gonna tap in. I'm building up my cushion of bond, and I'm really just layering it along the base of my lashes here, because that's really where I want them to stick, right? We're always going to attach to natural hair. We're never going to apply onto the skin. That's not how this was designed to work, okay? Tapped it in just a tiny bit. It comes out white, and I have to wait for that to go clear before I start doing anything. I can add more bond once it's nice and tacky. If I want to, I can continue to build up a cushion of bond, or I can start applying my lashes, okay? So I'm gonna wait. If I want, I can use my little blow tool. This is a nice time to also get to know your fuse control wand. You can put the wandums on if you like. There are silicone covers that go over the tips. This can help reduce stickiness if you're using maybe a little bit too much bond, or if you're moving a little bit too fast, or if you're nervous about putting it too close to your eye in the beginning. Keep them on, that's totally fine. If you take them off, you'll get better precision, more precision, but you might get a little bit more stick, right? So just move a little bit slower. Try it both ways. Kind of play with the different angles of how to hold it and how to maneuver it along your eye, because this is a patented tool. This was just invented. It didn't exist before Lashify. It was created specifically for this Lashify application, and you can't Lashify without it, okay? It's the perfect tool. Let's check. Are we tacky? It's clear, that's good. You can also do your tacky test here. I feel it being tacky. Perfect. So now, I'm gonna come in. I start on the inner corner. You can start wherever you like. If you wanna start in the center, that's the easiest to start, easiest place to start. If you wanna start on the outer corner, that's fine. I think the inner corner is maybe the trickiest, so completely up to you. Try it all the ways. You are going to find your perfect method as you do more applications, okay? Look down into your mirror. Your control kit comes with a slightly magnified mirror. I highly recommend putting it underneath you, turning it towards you, and looking down into it, because look, this is what you're gonna see. You're gonna see your wet line placement. We're gonna go underneath the natural lashes with this application, okay? So I think this is gonna be the most easy for you. Put it down, put it up high on a table so you can look down into it. And look, you can even use this other hand if you want to kind of lift your lid if you need to. I'm gonna switch over to a handheld mirror so that both you and I can see what's going on here. I'm gonna look down, and I'm going underneath. I'm gonna do sort of a scooping motion, and I am aiming the spines to land about 1 to 2 millimeters up from the wet line, and we're looking for this nice Velcro-like catch. Look at that. This is why we wait for that bond to get tacky, okay? 30 to 60 seconds, slow down your application by just a smidge. Don't worry about running out of working time. This bond will stay nice and tacky for you for a surprisingly long time, okay? If you're moving a little bit slower and it's not quite catching, that's okay. Add a little bit more bond, a tiny, tiny bit of bond, let it get tacky, and then try again. Look at that, easy peasy. We applied it up away from the wet line. We wanna make sure that there's a tiny gap at the roots of the lashes, okay? We never apply too close to the wet line or on the wet line, because it's gonna be pokey, and we just say no to pokey lashes. When you apply them correctly, they're so comfortable, you forget they're there. All right? This is also going to make sure that they stay on properly, because if they're too close to the wet line, moisture from your eyes is gonna start breaking up that bond, and it's gonna loosen, right? It's not a bond that hardens ever. It's gonna stay flexible. It'll dry down, but it will always stay flexible, and it's nice and gentle, okay? This little gap at the roots here is also going to ensure that our natural lashes can move and breathe look at this. We can do all of this and there's no tugging. There's room for that movement so that my lashes don't get damaged. What more could you want? What more could you want, right? So coming in, I'm gonna continue on with my lash map. I'm moving it up to a C12 and I'm going right next door. You can overlap your Gossamer lashes if you like. If you wanna do that, just make sure that there's a tiny bit of bond between where you're overlapping so that your lashes have something to grab onto. That's a C12. I'm gonna do another C12. Again, going right next door. I'm moving really slowly. I'm looking to make sure that the ends of my Gossamer lashes are lining up, and don't worry about perfect placement. Not to worry, nobody's gonna see anything, all right? If you're in the ballpark, you're gonna be fine. And then kind of sit back. Does it look good? Okay, cool. I love it. The other cool thing about this bond and how this method works and the pliability of the Whisper Light Bond is you can move things around. Say you're like, oh my gosh, that's not a good placement. I really don't like that. There's no such thing as messing up, really. If you don't like your placement and you're gonna experiment a little bit, it's gonna take a tiny bit of practice, right? Because it's a brand new method of application. If you don't like it, don't worry about it. Look, we can take that off. This bond is very forgiving. It stays nice and flexible. You can move that around without damaging your natural lashes, okay? So there is no such thing as messing up. A lot of people go, oh my gosh, this looks scary. I'm so nervous. What if I mess up? You can't really mess up. All right, it looks different. It is a little bit different, a little bit of a learning curve in the beginning, only because it's different. It's really not difficult, okay? Amazing. Let us know if you have questions in the comments. That's a 14 millimeter, and then I'm gonna come in with the last 14 millimeter here. Again, just going along right next door, 1 to 2 millimeters up from the wet line, and check out all of these baby hairs here are mine. I leave them out of my application here on the outer corner, and I did the same thing on that very inner corner. You can see my inner corner lashes, I left those out. We don't wanna go all the way to the very end on either end. It's gonna be uncomfortable. If you go too far out, you'll feel it. It'll be pokey. If it's pokey, bring it in by just a tiny bit. Also, for most of us, the inner and outer corner natural hairs tend to be a little bit more sparse, a little bit weaker. So you'll have a more stable application if you bring in your placement by just a tiny bit. And one more bit about that. Most of us have natural lashes that kind of grow downwards or like, you know, more down. If you go to the last hair, it's likely that you'll get some droop. And we wanna keep those lashes nice and lifted, right? Perfect. Okay, look how pretty that is. I think I like this. You can check out, make sure you like your placement. It looks good to me. I see a little gap at the roots of my lashes. Let's see, can you guys see? Yeah, you can see the roots of my lashes there. Super important that you leave that gap. That's maybe like the one thing that takes a little getting used to, but you'll see the benefit because when they're pokey, you will know and you're gonna be like, ah, I should have listened. Okay, let's talk about fusing because this is how we're gonna get our lashes to stay on. Again, you can keep the wandums on, you can take them off, whatever you like. And there's a couple different ways to position your wand for a good fuse. And you can, again, you're gonna try it all the different ways, you're gonna find exactly what you like. I'm gonna show you what I like to do. I like to do what's called a reverse fuse. So I'm turning the wand upside down, I'm applying pressure right here in the center where I'm gonna get the best leverage to get this full closure. Full horizontal clamp force, nice and easy. This is what this was designed for, okay? When I turn it this way in this reverse position, I'm able to use the tips and come in section by section, nice and easy, all the way down across the spines of my lash mat. Because I left that little gap too. I can get all the way down and it's not pinching me. I have space down there at the base to reach all the way down onto the spines, okay? So if you find that you're kind of clipping yourself or it's uncomfortable when you're trying to do this, it just might mean that you can pull your placement up by just a tiny bit away from your wet line, okay? I love that. That's a nice reverse fuse. I can also come in this way. Check this out. This really hugs the curves of the face, and everyone's curves on their face are different. Their eye shape is different. So you're gonna play with a bunch of different ways to get in where you need to, okay? That's one way to get in there. I love that. And then once I'm happy with my reverse fusing, I like to put the wandums on and move to a full fuse. I'm gonna apply pressure in that same spot. That is the sweet spot for getting full horizontal clamp force. And this is like the magical, like one fuse done and go. And this was designed to fit the curve of the eye, okay? You can come in from the side, you can come in from the top, whatever feels comfortable. You're gonna settle the wand all the way down to the base of the lashes, and then just give it that gentle squeeze. Nice even pressure all the way across. You could just full fuse if you want to. You could just reverse fuse if you want to. You're gonna hold that for about 10 or 15 seconds so that everything's getting nice and compressed. Good fuse. If you want a little bit of extra lift, just tilt your wrist upwards for a Lashify lift. If you don't want lift, just keep it horizontal. And then slowly blink it away. Easy. So easy. So I did more Lashify lift on this side. See how it's holding this side up a little bit? The lashes are going up. I can even things out on the other side by just giving it a fuse and a Lashify lift. And that should even things out. My contacts are getting dry, you guys. Holding my eyes open too long. I think I want this to go down a little bit. So if you come across having two slightly different eyes, that's okay. That's totally natural. I'm gonna bring this to more of a horizontal fuse. And I think that did us a little bit better, but look how pretty. Look how pretty. And then you can also come back in and do, you know, a little bit extra fusing. You can fuse in different angles to get your lashes to sit exactly how you want. So you really have so much control with this system, where the lashes go, which lengths you're using. If you decide you want a bit more volume, you can certainly stack. You would just add a bit more bond, let it get tacky, add more lashes where you want a little more volume, and give it a good fuse. So you have all the control. Look at this, so pretty. Let's take a little tour. My favorite thing about Lashify is this. There's no band, you guys, there's no icky band sitting on top of my lash line that I have to come in and hide, put eyeliner or powder. I don't have to blend anything in. I can keep my look as natural as I like. If I want to wear makeup, look at all that lid space I don't have to fight for. It's the best thing ever. And it looks like it's coming out of my eye, right? Because of that under lash placement. So good. Oh, we're back on Facebook, yay! Raylyn, can you move a Gossamer lash after you have fused? Yeah, you can for the most part. Usually, you know, your bonds are gonna stay nice and flexible for quite a while. Again, you're gonna get a good working time. And let's check. I always just kind of go based on feel. So this was the last one I put on, right? I've already fused really well. Here's what I do. If I don't like it, I push back from the tips, and this exposes the spine. And then I can come in and just sort of lift, right? And slowly work it away if I want to. Look at that, nice and easy and nice and slow, and that didn't damage my lashes because that bond again is always going to stay flexible. And while you're still in your application process, it's probably gonna still be like sort of tacky, right? And let's see, you can test it. You might not even need more bond. Let's see, if it catches, we're good. Oh yeah, she caught. Let's just move it a tiny bit. Velcro-like catch. If it's catching, we good. If it's not quite catching after you move it, just add a tiny bit more bond. Again, let it get tacky and apply as usual. Let's see, is she gonna stick? I moved it around a few times. Perfect, okay, cool. Look at that. Easy peasy. So what I love about this system, especially with the control kit, is these bonds are so forgiving for new users. So again, you're not really, like, you can't really mess up, right? You can mess up and there's not consequence. Maybe that's a better way to put it, right? Messing up doesn't really mean anything. It's okay to mess up because you can always fix it. So easy, so good, you guys, so good. Don't worry so much about perfect placement. Like, you know, once you get more practice in, you're probably gonna work towards getting like the perfect alignment. But honestly, don't worry about it in the beginning. Nobody's gonna see what you see. Your natural lashes tend to sort of tuck under once you're done with your application. And all those spines just kind of hide. So don't even worry about it, right? Okay, let's keep looking because this is the fun part. You don't want to touch your lashes so much after you've done your application. You want to give them time to really set. Again, that bond is going to stay tacky for quite a while. It's what's nice and, you know, it makes it forgiving for you to use. But once you're done, you're happy with everything, you've fused it all, leave them alone. Learn your angles just like this so you can check everything out and admire your handiwork. And then the last thing that you get in your control kit is glass. Nope, that's not it. Glass. So this is the single tube that comes in your control kit. Glass is a water-resistant sealer, sort of optional. Try an application with it, try an application without it, see what it does for you. Personal eye chemistry can play a part in what bonding method you use, what sealer and or sealers you use for different activities, for the length of wear that you want, okay? So you're gonna experiment with a bunch of different ways. I've shown you a very easy, basic application to start with. There's many more ways to layer the bonds. Use a sealer, don't use a sealer, double seal. Don't get ahead of yourself. Just go with the basic application for now, okay? For the most part, most people are happy with a very basic application, but it's a DIY system, so you can kind of do what you want, right? There's more options later on down the line. Give your bond enough time to dry down, especially if you have applied multiple layers of bond. Just like layers of nail polish, you want everything to dry down as much as possible before you come and seal, right? Makes sense. This system was designed to be intuitive and it needed to make sense for anyone to use, right? So 20 to 30 minutes, once your bond has dried down, you can just take a little swipe with that ball end all the way across, maybe a couple swipes. If you have watery eyes, maybe you'll do a little bit extra on the inner and outer corners. And that gives you some water resistance. It'll repel moisture, okay? If you want top and bottom coverage, you also have the option of adding a tiny bit of that glass sealer to the inside of your wand with the wandums on. A tiny bit goes a long way. And then you can come in and do a full fuse again. And now you have an application on top and bottom. And then let them dry. Don't touch them, okay? And that's it. So easy. If I wasn't talking, this probably would have taken me, I don't know, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. And give yourself some grace in the very beginning. Take your time. Set aside that time and space for yourself because you're gonna be learning a little bit, right? It's all brand new components. This system was just invented. We have over 275 patents. So again, a little bit of learning, but go slowly. Go slowly. And you're gonna come up with your perfect recipe for bonding, your perfect way of applying, your perfect lash maps. And then make sure to come join us in the Lashify Life Facebook group because that's where the community is hanging out. We have almost 120,000 members in there, including the entire Lashify team. Sahara herself is hanging out in there, chatting with our customers all the time. And we're sharing lash map ideas, longevity methods for, different eye types. You know, if you're going swimming this summer, you know, you might use a different bonding method, and we have all of that in there. Tips and tricks for literally everything. It's so much fun. With over 100 or almost 120,000 members, it's fun and lively in there. We're always chatting away. All right, you guys, so this is the control kit. Again, you get to choose a bunch of different things. You're gonna get to choose either the black or the white case. You get to choose which fuse control one you get, or the curve on it. You're gonna get everything you need to start using the system, those fun freebies and extras. How do you remove? That's the other question we get. You're gonna get a sample of Melt Away in your control kit. It's a dual phase remover. It's the kind that you shake up to use. And you're just gonna let it sit. Put it on a cotton round, put it on a spoolie, put it on your finger, put it on a Q-tip, whichever way. Whatever you do, you are going to let the product sit. Eye closed, and you're gonna let it sit on there. You can, you know, kind of work it in with whatever you're using, a finger, a Q-tip, a spoolie, and you're gonna let that product do its work. You're not gonna rip your lashes off, okay? Because we don't need to do that anymore. We wanna keep our natural lashes healthy. There's also biotin in the bonds, biotin and lavandula. The system was designed to give you whatever lash look you want, have all that control, and then keep your natural lashes healthy as well, right? So whatever you do, let it sit and break it up. One of my favorite ways is to just use my finger, and then that way I can feel when the Gossamer lashes just start to slide off. You will see it, you will feel it. When they're sliding off, then all the work's done for you, right? You don't have to rip anything off. Nothing's gonna be uncomfortable. It should never be uncomfortable. And then you're just gonna come in with a little spoolie and brush out any excess bond, right? Come in with your spoolie, brush out any excess bond. You can give your natural lashes a little bit of a rest if you want. And then once you're ready for more lashes, say you took off your lashes and you're ready for a new set right away, after you remove with Melt Away, you do want to remove the remover because that's oily, right? This is going to get in the way of your bond for your next application. So remove with Melt Away, and then prep with Pre-Cleanse again, which you get in your control kit. All right, prep, lashes dry, and then you can start all over again for a fresh set. I love it. All right, you guys. Hope this was helpful. Let us know if you have questions. Come join us in the Lashify Live Facebook group. We are doing lives pretty much everywhere and every day here on Lashify.com, Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, inside Lashify Life. Come hang out with us, come chat with us, and sign up for text and emails through the website. Also download our app because we are sending notifications for all the fun things, all right? So that's the best way to get up-to-date information on any promos we might be having, any pertinent information that you might want to know. All right, you guys, thanks for joining us today. I hope this was helpful. Go get your control kit now. Go click on it. Go check it